Hey campers, it's Pranita again. This time we are going to be talking about arpeggios. We've already done chords and we've talked about 4-chord creation, so I bet you're pros at that by now. But we're going to put a little twist on chords. Arpeggios are like chords, but instead of being played like all at the same time, they are spread out. They're played melodically. Melodically just means that one note is played after another. Since you know all about chords, we're just going to do a little bit of review before we dive right into playing arpeggios and what fingerings you use and all that stuff. Get your arpeggio handout ready and let's get started. Okay, so like I said before, arpeggios are just chords but played one note at a time. So if you look at C major, you might say that this looks pretty familiar because C, E, G is the C major chord that we were working with before, right? And now the only difference is we're going C, E, G, and then we're hitting the C at the top. So the major difference here is that we are not using the same fingers as we were before. Before, we were using 1, 3, 5. But in order to hit this top C, we're going to have to do a different fingering. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 5. We can even go up. And then back down. Now, how about you pause the video and follow the fingering that's in your handout and try that for your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you have that down, we can go on to left hand. We see here that it's the same notes, but for left hand, our fingering is different. It's 5, 3, 2, 1, which is exactly the opposite of right hand, which makes sense because our hands are opposites of each other. Let's play that. 5, that's on C. 3 is on E. 2 is on G. 1 is on C. 2 is on G. 3 is on C. 5 is on C. If you want, you could play hands together, but we're going to practice them separately. I'm going to count you off, and every beat we're going to play a different note. And we're going to go up the arpeggio, and then we're also going to come down. And then I'll give you a chance to pause and practice, okay? Right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. Why don't you pause and work on that arpeggio? Now, if you've got that down, let's go to left hand again. 5, 3, 2, 1 is the fingering. So let's start on C. 1, 2, 3, go. 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, now go ahead and pause and work on that one. Now that we've done C major in the right and left hand, let's do another one. Let's do G major. This is another one that we've seen in our songs that we were working on before. So G major has some of the same notes as the G major chord, like G, B, D, but it also has this G on the top, just like C major did. So we're going to use the same fingers as before, but now we're going to start on G. Remember, for right hand, it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that really slow at first. 1 on G, 1 is your thumb. Your second finger is on B, that's your index. Your middle finger goes on D, then your pinky goes on G, middle finger on D, index finger on B, and thumb on G. Go ahead and pause and get your fingers all worked out in the right place. Now let's stay with the right hand and do it in beat. Okay, I'm gonna count you off. 1, 2, ready, go. I know stretching your hand like that can be kind of tough and it's not something we've done before. So go ahead and pause and work on that if you need to. Now we're gonna go to left hand. The notes are all the same, but our fingering is backward, just like C major. We're gonna go 5, 3, 2, 1 with our fingers. Let's start on G, because this is G major, with finger number 5. That's your pinky. And now finger number 3, your middle finger on B. Your pointer finger is gonna be on D next. Your thumb is gonna go on G at the top. Then your pointer finger on D, middle finger on B, and then pinky on G. Go ahead and pause and work that all out with your fingers. Now that you're feeling comfortable with it, let's go a little faster and play it in beat, starting on G with your pinky. 1, 2, ready, go. G, B, D, G, D, B, G. And that was 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5 for fingers. Go ahead and pause and work on that. We can see that the same technique we did for C major and G major works on minors too. So here's A minor. I am gonna go a little faster through this because we already did C and G major. So go ahead and pause and work it out if you're ever confused. So since we already know the fingering, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1, we can apply that to the A minor chord. So it's ACE, which is normal for A minor, but now we're gonna add an A at the top. So here's how it's gonna look. Here's my A, starting with my thumb. Cool, why don't you pause and work on that? We're gonna go to the left hand next. For left hand, the fingering is the same as when we were doing G major and C major in the left hand. It's 5, 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna come back down. 1, 2, 3, 5. Here I am on A. Go ahead and pause and mimic what I just did with my fingers. 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. Remember in arpeggios, the first 3 notes are gonna have 1 in between like we're used to, but then we're gonna have a big jump of 2 notes in between. I know it's tempting to just go A, C, E, and then play G instead because it's skipping 1 note, but we wanna go all the way up to A. So keep that in mind. We can do the same thing with D minor. This is in your handout, and I'm gonna let you do this one on your own so you can really get used to applying this fingering that we're learning. Those are the 4 chords we're gonna go over, but obviously you can apply arpeggios to any chord, and here's how you can put it in a song. Let's say that your chord progression in a song is the chords that we did last time. We did C, A, F, G. That was the 4 chord creation that we made at the end of last time. What you could do is, let's move down an octave since I'm using my left hand. You could go C, and now your next chord is A, so we could go. Next chord is F, so you're going to go to F and do the arpeggio for that. And your next chord is G, so you could go. that's one way that you could use it in your piece. Otherwise, if you just want to jam out on arpeggios, maybe you have a little piano riff or something, you could totally do that. Arpeggios are just a cool way of playing chords, so it's a little different than just blocking them like that. So now that you have arpeggios in your toolbox, you really have everything you need to write your song and do some cool stuff at the same time that's not just blocking chords. I wish you luck in writing your songs, and I wish you luck in your performances. See you later.